Hi, I'm Hedy, and we're here at Milton Place in Gravesend with, I don't even know how many people. I'm absolutely blown away. We were here this morning, my brother had shown up and there was him and his mate and me, and we were like, oh, is anyone coming? Is anyone coming? We were trying to get the water on, and then I walked around this corner and I nearly burst into tears. I just could not believe how many people that I've never seen in my life before have got out of their beds on a miserable, horrible day to come to Gravesend to support me. I just give thanks. I am so grateful. Thank you all. Oh, every single one of you. You two as well, stood in front of me, because you're not out there. But thank you. And thank you for everything every one of you does. It's just amazing. I live away in Spain, so I did not expect to get this sort of support at all. And it's just amazing. And we've all got to keep doing this. This is the future for our children. It's the future for the world. We are not going to have humanity if we do not do this. Every single one of us has to get out on these streets and stop what these governments are doing to us. It is hideous, well, what the cabal are doing to us. And it's falling. I have great hope and great faith that within this year they will be toast and we will come through and we will create a world that we want to live in and that will be worthwhile for our children to be in and love and live. Because at the moment, I don't see any future for them in what they're creating for them. It's done as far as I can see.
I think the only way change is going to happen is in case of out with the old, in with the new.
Absolutely. I think it's going to be a switch almost, literally a switch. And I believe we're all going to have abundance beyond our wildest dreams, and owning a home will just be a standard thing, and it won't even be about ownership. It'll be about where you want to be, who you want to be, do what you want to do, because this getting on the hamster wheel from like 2 or 3 going into nurseries, going into schools to just be indoctrinated into their belief system so that we just serve as their slaves and give them our lives. That's all we're doing. They live at our expense, and until we stop it, it is not going to change. And they've had us idolizing them like, you know, they're some wonderful thing walking around with our stuff. It's our stuff. And we have to go and take it back. We have to. It's time. And I am close to tears because I just...
Very briefly, new online communities are being forged and joining forces to fight the tyranny before them. Telegram is a place to find out more and meet like-minded people. Most videos I edit can take up to 4 days depending on the length of them. And I am currently a week behind with all the events I have been recording recently due to spending 8 days down south at the time. Recently I tried to upload this video, but unfortunately it took just over a week to upload due to internet issues. I could only do this upon my return back to Sheffield. Again, I am heading back down south for another 5 days to cover 3 more events. The next 2 videos that will be uploaded, this one being the first of the 2, highlight some of the problems people face when dealing with the banks, for which include reference to other corporate leeches in society that prey on people in such a way most people in society don't think is possible. Our government wouldn't do that, would they? Mainstream media, they don't tell lies, don't they?
It's amazing, look.
It's a first attempt anyway. First attempts are normally really quite simple because they're just county court bailiffs. Obviously they will come back for your property, but people power will unite again and hopefully we'll have triple the numbers.
Well, we use this property to help us move forward. I've said it before, I'm not emotionally attached, and it was put up as a pawn. And to me, it can be used in any way we can find. So, you know, if it goes, it goes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. The fight will go on regardless. But I just wanted to use it because it didn't have any personal issue to me. It's not like a family coming out.
Isn't it? So you have the right to fight for your property.
Exactly.
You know, so and everybody should be fighting for their home. That's you've worked hard for that.
Exactly.
You've given your sweat.
22 years.
Exactly. So why should you hand it over free willing? Because you know, how have you challenged the mortgages? What have you?
What have I done?
Yeah.
Oh God, I've done it. I've tried everything. I've listened to everybody, and I think this is half the trouble. Sometimes you end up down such a deep rabbit hole. You don't know where you are anymore. And my paperwork situation is just getting out of control now. And it's when you really realise that it's a lot to take on, and it's not something to take on lightly. I mean, take it on lightly to start with. If you're starting out, just get in there, get your feet in the mud and get on with it. But you will learn as you go. And what I found was I did a lot of studying before this became necessary. And when the courts started getting involved, when the banks went behind my back and wrote to me in England, knowing I was in Spain, and tried to pull this case off without me knowing anything about it, I knew we just I had to do something to fight them. This is what they're doing to lots of people. Lots and lots of people, but my worry is families coming out of these houses, you know, children. What do you do? Where'd you go? The debts that just pile up on people's heads, to the point where I'm hearing, I mean, I don't hear it on the news, but I'm hearing there's like so many suicides and trains that can't run because of people jumping on track. It's insane. I don't actually know why there's not a revolution going on. I mean, I know we're creating one, we are part of one, but I cannot believe that they have managed to keep subduing so many.
Would you say that before anyone stops paying their mortgage, that they've really got to be ready to go down this route?
I think I jumped in to stop paying too soon.
Right.
I did it very, very responsibly. I did it as withholding funds, and I literally every month put the money, as they increased it with their ever-increasing interest rates, into an account. And I every month took a printout of that account and sent it to them. So they shouldn't have been taking me near a court, but behind my back, where I wouldn't know, they were going to go in there. Luckily, I found out 12 days before the first case last year, and so I started going against them. But they ignored me. I mean, I did so much work on that. So this is what I was saying. You get all this information, and you don't know what to do with it, and it doesn't fit, and it's not a jigsaw yet. But the minute that court gets involved, suddenly all those bits go plop, 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 plop. And you've got a jigsaw, and it's finished. Well, it's not finished. It's got some work to do, but you can see the picture, and you know what you need to do. And I literally, in those 12 days, I don't even know how I did it, with solar power, only giving me 2 hours a day on a computer, turned it around, having to go 45 minutes to a post office every day to take the stuff up and down with recorded delivery letters to stop this case. They just went ahead and gave the flat away. Then told me that I never gave them a reason for not appearing. Sorry, hello, I'm in Spain. Can I go on Zoom? No, you can't. Okay, well, why aren't I there then? I wonder. So then I sent all this stuff into them. She's going there. Sent all this stuff into them, miles and miles and miles of stuff. Rebutted the 12 presumptions of law. I mean, there's you know all the documents. There's dozens and dozens, and they all went into them, and it didn't change anything. So I've gone through the 3-letter process, you know, the conditional default and all of that business. Then I've moved into affidavits, and this is where I'm at the moment, is with the affidavits. So I've got affidavits going up for lien, commercial lien, although Penny's saying you don't need to do that really.
Just go with your gut. So do what
Well,
you feel
it
is
felt
right.
good.
Yeah, that's it. You know what? Every tool helps.
Yeah. But I've been doing it now for nearly a year and a half, these affidavits, and I'm at the end now. I'm about to internationally advertise it now.
In one of the recent most violent videos to date, you might recognise this man.
You know, look what the police do.
That's not peaceful entry. The police need to stop in. 2263, you need to do your job. Quickly.
Get out! Get the fucking away! Come on! Let go of him now!
How many attempts did they have to try and break in?
They had at least 2 real attempts. We thought they were looking for a third, but they were scouting around buildings that were either side, looking for entries onto the land, from the rear and from the side. It was quite intense because you had to be pretty wary all the time. You couldn't relax. Yeah.
Do you know if they're going to come back anytime soon? Have you got any paperwork?
Yeah. As far as I'm aware, the N244 form was finally given for it to be set aside. The writ. It's a 7-day stay. So we must have our paperwork in following the reasons on the N244. We must have our paperwork in with the High Court before Monday.
Right.
The paperwork's being prepared. It should be finalised later on tonight, and then hopefully it'll go out tomorrow, latest Friday, and we'll hand deliver it. Yeah.
And they still haven't really answered your questions as to the proof of the mortgage.
No, not at all. No.
But yet they're still coming for the property when they cannot answer
Yeah. Absolutely.
where this mortgage come from.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. That's the position we're in.
Do you have any questions?
I just have one question, basically. Did the police do anything to help you?
Do you know, it's really interesting. They didn't do anything to help us, but there was an occasion, and I've watched a couple of the videos that were flying around, and when they came in with the battering ram, and then they were sort of wrestled back out or pushed back out of the property. There is a clip with one of the lady policewomen saying to the bailiffs, because the glass came through, it's cut my son's head, it cut somebody else, and there's blood, and the policewoman did come through and put her arm on a couple of the bailiffs and said, "You've got to stand down now."
But if blood was spilled, surely she should have arrested.
Well, they should have arrested loads of people on that day that weren't there to protect the property, because they were quite aggressive. They used excessive force. We were talking at some stage about, this is ripe for a citizen's arrest for sure, but we needed to still protect the building, and we didn't want to get arrested and taken away from what our focus was.
Now that I've asked the question, I do remember seeing a police officer mopping up blood off some of the people who were injured by that glass.
Isn't it ironic how you're providing a place of tranquility and peace for people's mental health, physical health, emotional health, and you get attacked at the one place that is meant to be for sanity?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
when you're trying to do the right thing and ask the right questions, and this is what you get served with.
Yeah, I mean, there's no other words. It's totally ironic.
It's
for
crazy.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a pure place of well-being, and people call it home for a moment, and it's saving people's lives. Why would they want to take away something like that?
Is there anything you'd like to say to the people?
Stick together, guys. Whenever you hear of anything like this going on, or you get a future warning that someone's coming to repossess, find out about it, tell your pals, tell your friends, turn up and help each other out, because hopefully it's not going to be you one day, but it could be, and we have to stick together.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you.
That's okay.
What's an affidavit?
Right, in my understanding, because I'm not a lawyer by any stretch of the imagination, but my understanding is it's a statement of my truth at that moment in time. And
what do you give these affidavits to?
I send them to the CEOs and any other little bugger that thinks that they can come and steal my house or thinks that they can contribute to it going. Everyone's getting them. So the courts are on notice. That Mrs. L. Newman from that call earlier is on my notice. That's how I knew her initial. Everyone. So the court and about 4 people. The lawyers and 4 people. The CEO and the bank. Then we've got the managing agents involved in this one as well. They're a problem, big problem. So I've got affidavits on them as well. So everything is now, they're not all in sync, but they're getting closer and closer. And I'm now at the international advert stage of it. And then from there on, it'll be getting it either into a court to get it stamped that this is the debt that they owe me through ignoring me, basically, which is, I believe, you'll probably tell me better, in commercial law, 3 unrebutted affidavits is silent acquiescence. It's done, it's still done. So the statement of truth, the affidavit, is then confirmed as truth.
So once you've got the affidavit in place, how effective it is in the legislation, in the court system?
I have no idea yet.
Cross that bridge.
I'm learning as I go. I'm just doing what feels right.
I'm going to do some research myself. Thanks for that insight.
Yeah, I mean, the affidavits I'm using are from a book. I've got the templates. If anyone requires them, we can get them out to people. And they seem very effective. But they don't respond because they can't, because I'm a living being and they're a corporation, so they can't talk to me. So we know they're not going to come back. So you know you're going to get silent acquiescence. So it's kind of job done. But how well it works in actually getting the money off them, I'm quite tempted because there's a couple of options. I can either go to a court and get it rubber stamped in a court of equity and get it rubber stamped, and that then gives it its value, which is millions on each one of these. So that gives it its value. I can then sell that to an investor who wants to give me 5 or 10% of that figure, and I go away and they go and do the dirty deed, or we can get our own bailiffs and we can go and do to them what they're doing to us, and that's my favoured option.
Yep. Well, I might say I license, so you can have me anytime.
Perfect.
I'm free.
We love you. So yeah.
Just like to give a quick recap on what happened today. Did the bailiffs turn up?
No, so basically I was here really early, as I say, with my brother. A load of other people suddenly showed up out of nowhere. The locksmith apparently showed, I think, was it you spoke to the locksmith in Italian or something?
He wasn't prepared for someone speaking Italian.
Oh, bless him, and he's done a runner.
I went to speak to the locksmith, Toby, and I was recording.
The people in these videos are your fellow brothers and sisters trying to highlight matters by sharing the problems they endure when they try reasonably to communicate with the body corporates. The problem is not the people, the problem is the bank and every other person associated and working for them. Bailiffs, police and the justice system all appear to be colluding together. In the meantime, the resistance grows stronger by the day. In the next video upload, you'll find what happened at Toby's house when he too faced another episode identified as Satan's rule of the bankster gangsters.
All you've got to do is just tell me the name of the company that's instructed you to come here today so I can contact them. That's not an unreasonable request, is it? If you've got nothing to hide, why have you got an issue with telling me the name of the company, the organisation that's instructed you to come here? Nothing to do with the bailiffs. You've got to meet the bailiffs here, but you've been instructed by your company to come here, as you stated earlier. You've just been told to come here. So what is the name of the company that's instructed you to come here today? Are you not telling me because you've got something to hide, because you know what you're doing is illegal and unlawful? Is it just about the money for you? Do you care about whether what your moral compass, whether what you're doing is right or wrong?
Lawful.
Why won't you tell me the name of the company that's instructed you to come here and I'll walk away? It's not
Who's your boss? Who you work for? You do need to identify yourself.
You've already told us you've been instructed to come here today to come and break into that property.
I would like to make you aware.
All I want to know is...
I would like to make you aware that you are going on social media. This video will be on social media.
Nice to see you again, Tob. In less than 8 days, perhaps.
Yes.
Just tell the people briefly what's going to happen to you.
Oh, well, to me, we're going to have a party at my house. It's going to be...
Monday the 8th.
Yeah, Monday the 8th, double eviction. They've listed it for 8 o'clock in the morning. The properties are less than half a mile away from each other, about 10 minutes walking distance. It's going to be really interesting, I'll be honest with you, because the other property has got 4 of my friends that live in there. I've got four separate rooms. They've all got their own locks and their own rooms. It's like a mini HMO. But that is on the main A26 Tunbridge Road, which goes from Tunbridge to Maidstone. It's the main vein that goes to the M20 into Maidstone Town Centre, which is double busy at 8 o'clock in the morning. You can imagine everyone's trying to get to work. And where I live, down in Glebe Lane, is the Rat Run, where everyone goes down to avoid the traffic on the Tunbridge Road. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I don't know what the plan is. I can only guess. But it's... Can
I just ask you one question? I recently posted a video with, I think he's called Mr. Naylor.
Yeah.
I've also a picture on my Facebook page where it appears to be coming out the window that they went through originally.
That was beautiful.
Have you seen the picture?
I have, mate. Yeah, I've seen the picture and the video, and I think that's poetic justice to see the people stand up and rebel him and forcefully remove him from the building that he's just entered and ending up on his arse.
What's interesting, nobody got arrested on the day.
Well, because they won't, because everything they're doing is...
The police observed what happened.
Yeah.
So Mr. Naylor going out the way he came in, maybe, I don't know if he came in forwards or backwards, I can't remember, I'll have to re-look at the picture. Maybe that's a sign that maybe he needs to change his tactics, because he needs to look at the people who he's dealing with, because these people are just honest individuals.
But that's right, and the interesting fact about that is what happened on Monday. It's exactly the same outfit that's been tasked to attack both of my properties, Wilson and Row. Ashley Mark Naylor is on the Bailiff Register as a recorded High Court Enforcement Officer or agent for Wilson and Row. We've had quite a few run-ins with him, spanning back over 8 years. One of the most prevalent ones we had was down with friends of ours, Michael and Ali, on East Grinstead. And he turned up, and that was mob-handed with the police. and we stood our ground, and he left with his tail between his legs. But they do employ dirty tactics when they come at stupid o'clock in the morning, mob-handed, sort of 20, 30 people, without no notice. And this was back then. I think the laws have changed now. I think they do have to give notice.
Do you have a pen and paper?
Yeah, go on, far away.
Okay, the warrant number is 5A
Yeah,
382
382, yeah.
835.
835. And what's the name of the judge that issued the warrant?
The judges don't issue the warrant, they make the orders. It's actually issued by the court office. So the name of the judge that made the order should be on the possession order that was sent to Miss Greenwood.
What's the name of the court officer that authorised the warrant?
We don't authorise them. As long as everything is correct on the paperwork we issue them, we don't authorise them. We just issue them.
Well, no disrespect. I mean, you can't police yourself, so there's got to be a transparency where we can see to make sure all the paperwork is in order. There's got to be a chain of custody for
well, what I would say, because you seem to have several queries on it, so if you want to put, or if you get Miss Greenwood...
I don't need to send it.
Hang on a second. If she emails in with all the separate queries that she's got, then we can answer those all on email.
Lovely, okay. So you haven't got a contact number for the bailiff department?
No, it's not that we haven't, we just don't give them out, I'm afraid.
So, yeah, but there should be a contact number for the bailiff. What's the name of the bailiff that's been tasked to evict?
It will depend on the area, and they sometimes have to be covered because the two bailiffs have to go out together, so I wouldn't be able to tell you that, I'm afraid.
Yeah, it's District 8, whatever that means.
Sorry, what was that?
District 8?
Yeah, that's just the area number that's given for that particular area. It doesn't always mean which bailiff is dealing with it.
Right, okay. So my understanding is that if they don't attend on the specified time, then that's it. It's they can't just turn up at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock. An appointment is an appointment, is that not correct?
Yeah, sometimes, unfortunately, previous appointments run late, so that could be the case.
Previous appointments? What, previous to 9:30 in the morning?
And they do have to actually go and serve paperwork on other people as well. It's not only evictions they deal with.
Right, okay, but surely this would take a priority if you've got a scheduled appointment rather than just serving a notice or putting a letter through a letterbox.
Well, I mean, that's actually up to the bailiff. They organise their work on a daily basis. But I think the best thing to do regarding any further queries is that if Miss Greenwood wants to send an email in, we can try and answer all her queries.
I think, I mean, obviously you said you can't get hold of the bailiff because he's on the road. I mean, I would have thought that he'd have had hands-free in this day and age, 2024. So I find it highly suspicious that you can't get hold of the bailiff or his assistant that's sitting in the van next to him.
Well, unfortunately, we can't get hold of him. I can't say any more than that, really.
In half hour.
Right, okay. Well, yeah, if we call back in half an hour and see how you're getting on, is that okay?
You can do, yeah, not a problem.
Brilliant. Yeah, soon as all right, brilliant. We'll leave it with you. What's your first name? Sorry.
My name's Mrs. Newman.
Mrs. Newman.
Yeah.
Okay. And what's your first name? Just keep it.
That's my name as far as with dealing with work goes. So.
Is it L Newman?
That's okay.
L Newman. Is that it?
That's right. Yeah.
All right. Laura, Lisa.
Lovely. Yeah, as I say, I'd rather stick with Mrs.
Linda. All right. No worries. Okay, we'll speak to you. Well, listen, you've got a contact number. Would you be kind to give us a call back as soon as you find out?
No, I think you're going to, because we have other people calling in, I'm afraid it's going to have to be a call, unless, as I say, you want to send in an email.
Right,
with the other queries that you've got.
Yeah, you should know within half an hour, though, shouldn't you?
I mean, with modern day technology, you can...
I don't know. As I say, I don't know. I've not personally tried to contact him. I just know that he's not...
Well, could you?
The office has been at
I mean, Area 8 doesn't cover sort of, I don't know, the Midlands, does it? I would have thought it's going to be quite a refined area, so he's not going to be sort of travelling to Folkestone or Margate or...
Listen, if
I don't know. As I say, the bailiffs organise their schedules on a daily basis. I don't know what that is.
We can contact us.
Okay. All right, lovely. Speak to you soon. Cheers. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
What do you make of that phone call?
Obfuscation. I can't believe that they can't get hold of the bailiff because he's on the road driving. They've stated that they've tried getting hold of him and they can't. So we've got to call back or email the court.
Is that because it's illegal?
So are you waiting for some information to come back to you?
Yeah, that was Dartford County Court. That's instructed the County Court bailiffs to attend. And as I stated, it's 9:30. The appointment's at 9:30. They haven't attended. My understanding is they have to be prompt. And what she said was, well, we don't know whether they might be having to deliver letters or doing other stuff on the road, but I can't see how that would putting a letter for a letterbox is more important than attending a possession at 9:30 as scheduled. So
It's a great tactic, phoning up the courts and
Yeah.
getting it on record as well.
yeah, of course, yeah.
Interesting how they make the warrants, isn't it?
Well, yeah, that's right. Yeah, apparently the warrants they're not issued by a judge or sealed. They're just done administratively by the office. They just check that the paperwork's all in order, and they just issue a warrant.
How long have you been fighting mortgages?
I started on this path specifically with the mortgages back in 2013, so 11 years ago.
And how long have you been
Challenging it.
fighting your mortgage?
Back since back end of 2013, beginning of 2014,
So
10 years.
do you think that you are a target for them because of how long you've been challenging and gaining possessions?
Massively, yeah.
Yeah. So do you think Monday they will try and make an example of you?
Without a shadow of a doubt, they've been targeting me for over the last 10 years. This isn't the first rodeo with Bank of Scotland. They tried back in 2014-15. I beat off 3 sets of LPA receivers. They instructed LPA receivers to try and take the property. And there was one that was with Channel 4. You might have witnessed it, where that was their last attempt. And then it was another outfit that tried taking the property, which they tried in 2014. There was another outfit come at me in 2018 when they took the property. And funny enough, it's virtually 6 years to the day. It was the 9th of July 2018. They broke in 7 o'clock in the morning, and that was another friend of ours, Scott Hines, who was subcontracted out for court enforcement services, who broke in 7 o'clock in the morning, and that was assisted by the police. The police come into the house and they arrested me for an allegation of malicious communications. They took me out the house, so then the bailiffs could then metal shut the house up. I was held in the police station for 12 hours, and then they released me early hours of the morning with no further action. So I know the tactics.
They're going to be. So you have been travelling all around the country, giving your time, helping people with, fighting repossessions, gaining lawful recapture.
Yeah.
What would you like from the people now?
Well, it's I did say the other day it was I felt a bit nervous. I was sort of trying to keep it private. Believe it or not, I am a bit private with my personal stuff, and I was trying to keep it I was going to keep it under wraps because I didn't want to give them the heads up, and I was going to deal with it in the network sort of off record, so not to give them the heads up. And then I spoke to a good friend of mine who's an ex-fraud detective. And he said, look, no, Toby, it's just go public. And I think it is. Time is to go public and just get everything on the record. Right. And this will give me the opportunity to actually be able to go right the way back and explain the whole journey and all the experience I've had with the Magistrates Court, the County Court, the Royal Courts of Justice, the Chancery Court, the corruption. I've seen the corruption from the police, the solicitors, the judges, right the way through, and every single walk. Personal injury claims, judges. It's just been, there's a den of corruption. So yeah, I would like to. Sorry, getting back to my point, my ADHD brain.
Have support from the people on the day. It's your
it would be. Yeah, it'd be lovely. Yeah, it'd be lovely.
So if anyone could turn up in Maidstone to support both your properties,
it'd be beautiful. One of the first ones I went to was probably about 10 years ago now, maybe a little bit less, 8, 10, 9 years ago, was Tom Crawford's, and there was about 500 people turned up.
We will try and get back to you.
What do you mean you'll try and get back to me? No, I'd rather you put me on hold now and tell us what's going on, because if the bailiffs turn up now, any time now, outside the scheduled appointment, without notice, that's going to be a criminal offence. So we need confirmation from you that the bailiffs have stood down and they're not going to attend unannounced.
Okay, hold on, please.
you're good,
Just taking saying my name. And
Can we speak to Miss Greenwood,
yes,
please?
we can, yeah.
Yeah, I'm stood here. I'm right next to him.
Yes.
Can you just put us through, put me through to the person you're talking to, please? Just cut the middleman out. Hello? To say the judiciary is in serious ill health is an understatement. I had a judge, Crown Court judge, say that when me and Trey's case, and she turned around and said the judiciary is in serious ill health at the moment. That's come from Crown Court judge.
Wow.
This was about Crown Court judge when we was in Trey's case about 18 months ago, 2 years ago.
No.
Open court, on the record.
They're back in their house, aren't they?
We'll call you back, sorry.
Sorry, you can't, sorry, excuse me. Can I speak to the person you're liaising with, please? Hello? Sorry, yeah, Miss Greenwood's here to give confirmation that it's okay for me to speak on her behalf.
That's affirmed.
Hello?
You want me to delete the audio? You're okay, yeah.
Hello, excuse me.
Sorry, unfortunately, it's not our case. You have to try Dartford again.
No, I'm sorry. I'm not trying Dartford. You've just told me that you was trying to call Dartford.
You have to try Dartford.
No, sorry. You're the county court. Let me just put you. Hello.
Can I just ask you what's happened?
Yeah. Yeah, shut up. Yeah. I've tried to we can't get through to Dartford Court, so I phoned Medway Court. And obviously, the court's a court. So they've got access to the case file. They've seen the case number, because I've given them the case number. They've looked into it, and they've tried, whilst I was on hold, to get through to Dartford. They can't get hold of Dartford. They told me they was going to call me back, without even asking me for what my number was. And then they've come back and said, no, we need to call Dartford. So just removing any liability, responsibility away from them. They're saying, oh, no, it's not our case.
And that's not the first time people like that have put the phone down on you.
No.
What will happen at the next 3 events on Tuesday 16th of July, Wednesday 17th of July and Friday 19th of July has yet to be recorded. In the meantime, I'm going to leave you with a few clips from Toby's house eviction recorded 8th of July 2024.
I think we've got eyes on now. There's a 24 plate Volkswagen Caddy van in grey. He's scoping, he went to turn right. Now he's with us, just keep your eye. Have we got any movement up at the other house? Right, there's a guy in a 73 plate silver Polo, acting suspicious. He's on his own, a grey Polo on a 73 reg. He's heading up towards the end of the road, then turning left and left towards you. Okay, we'll keep an eye out for it. Walking up the road to the other house now, and he's just passed us, just clocked them.
In the next video upload from Toby's house eviction, why did they use a police drone at Toby's double house eviction? We will soon see how they dealt with Toby in the next video upload. Will the bailiffs cop out of that one as well?
Yeah, I'm trying to work it out. I'm not sure if it's something that they're just looking to do at some point today, or I've literally no idea. I'm trying to find out for you at the moment.
There's allegations of disturbance or what? Obviously, you've had quite a few phone calls today. For the police to actually launch an operation to come and throw a drone up, then obviously there's procedures and policies that you've had to follow to do that. I'm just
hold on.
Understand what justified that without any communication or contact with me, the homeowner.
Yeah, the drone, as I said, was purely precautionary to make sure that nothing major was going on, because from our perspective, all we've had is a call at a certain time this morning saying that there's 30 plus people outside, and then a call saying there was now 100 plus people outside, plus being live streamed with so many thousand viewers. So we put the drone up basically to negate any major risk, make sure nothing major was going on.
Sure, I mean, surely the amount of money and time and effort that would have cost for you to go and launch an operation to come put the drone up would be a lot more expensive than just getting the physical presence of 1 or 2 police constables to come down, to come and investigate for themselves, to come and speak directly. Kent police are fully aware of this alleged possession with this documentation, because I've notified Kent police.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'm going to just ask someone now, because there's nothing else on the report that kind of answers why no one actually came to the address. I'm just going to ask for you, right?
Yeah, well, someone did eventually. When they went to the other address, they just caught a police sergeant who wouldn't identify himself. by showing his warrant card or giving his name or anything, that was just literally about to trespass on the property by stepping over the chain.